Hello, trading is closed on October 1st, 2025. As always, we'll start with our disclaimer. We'll go over our calls and make our predictions. It's my trading plan for Thursday, the 2nd of October, 2025. Remember, it's a plan at this stage. I can change it. I can be wrong. Trade at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early low, which is this. Tomorrow should also have the early low. We said unless we gapped up smartly, we should see 66.51.46. Well, in futures, we traded the equivalent of this price. So if you trade futures, we saw that price, but I don't cross things off the list unless they print during regular trading hours. That didn't happen, so that's a failed target. We'll add it to the list. We'll take some solace in crossing another failed target off the list at 66.93.02, and we have a new target, 66.97.02, and unless we gap up smartly, that's my call for tomorrow. Well, I can always change my plan. We had a collapse in futures overnight. When you're down the whole night, you just gap down at the open and you trade low all night. That uses up a lot of selling power. Usually when that happens, you're going to see the day's low pretty early in the day. And if you break this low, it won't be until the last hour. And when you recover the whole thing, as we did, there is some resistance over the top of this wall into the close. But once you break through that, once you recover that big drop, that traps all the sellers down below. It's just not, that's when you change plans. That's just not a time to look to go short again. In any event, we went through my 6,700 price target here. So I got stopped out in my paper trade. I never took this one. And we'll have to see how that changes things. This is what we said. So we should drop right from the open, hit the target. That's not what happened. You actually rallied right from the open and you broke the all-time high. This is not a drop right from the open. That's going up right from the open. Well, during the day, MEJT said this move isn't the real thing, gives us our target of 66.97.02. We don't gap up smartly. That's my call for tomorrow. It's possible because we rallied all day and the close was under the midday high. It's pretty tough to stand in front of a freight train like this, but I'm going to do it. We don't gap up, and that's my call. Well, we're still in bar 13 on the weekly chart. This is a combo sell signal. You don't have to finish the whole week. You're already on the signal. Of course, you can go higher and still be on the signal. And then there's a stop. It doesn't have to call it to the day or even to the week. It just says you're overextended in this area. It's a new month, so we have a new signal on the monthly chart. This is bar 13. On the monthly combo sell. Again, the month's not over. You can go up all month. There's a stop after this for all practical purposes. If this is all you had, you can't really trade it. The point is, when these things are in alignment, they tend to feed off of each other. And the longer these bars are, the more significant they are when they work. Now again, as I've been saying, they don't always work. I mean, you don't have to drop. You can consolidate in terms of time, or you can fail. If these fail, they're going to fail in grand style. This stuff is pretty good, and they don't always work, but when they fail, you get a huge rally. So that's why I think it pays to wait for the reversal if one even comes. I don't think this wave count's kill, but no matter what the market does, you can always find some wave count that seems to satisfy it. Doesn't mean some other wave count won't. doesn't mean some other wave count won't. I actually came up with this one. If this is wave A, you can call this an ABC for wave B. And if that's 100% for wave B, for wave black C, a B, and black A is right at 61.8. So you got a good Fibonacci ratio there. It doesn't mean some other ratio isn't going to work. But, I mean, you can explain it if we drop. I'm going to wait for the drop, if it even happens. Well, Thursday's pattern has the early low regardless of where we open. Typically, it's a rally day with a final hour high, and if it's weak, it should see more weakness. Now, we have a lower MEJT target. If we don't gap up smartly, the rules call for it to print. I'm going to go with it. We now have monthly and weekly DeMark combo sell signals in alignment. Of course, neither the month nor the week have ended, so we could well go higher, still be on the signal. But when the signals work, when they work, indicate we're quite overextended. A friend of mine has some timing dates. This is another one of his dates. Now again, if there's no date, probably isn't a high, but if there is a date, it doesn't mean it is a high, just as a candidate. So if we reverse from conviction from this area, I can explain it after the fact. If the lower targets are going to print anytime soon, it would be ideal to have a weak opening. I mean, tomorrow's pattern is usually a rally day, and if it isn't a rally day, there's usually early weakness. Now, I don't know if we're going to have early weakness or not. We do have a lower target. We have this lower target, but that doesn't have to print anytime soon. We do have a rally which couldn't clear the midday highs. Maybe it'll happen. I mean, the wave count works and we have these other signals, but to stand in front of a freight train like this is kind of risky. I'd rather see some lows taken out. I just think this is an area from which a sizable correction is quite credible. And if it is to happen, if we do get a correction, I don't think you have to sell right at the exact high. If we get a correction, I think there'll be plenty of time to hop on the train down, but till the train changes directions, just have to be aware that we have sell signals, but we've had other sell signals and they haven't worked. But as far as tomorrow is concerned, I'm going to go with this target, 66.9702. Remember, we gapped sharply higher. The target's still on the table, but not the time. It's the pattern with the early low, and that's today's call.